What's up, everyone? Welcome to Among the Fence. My name is Aaron. Today we're checking out the new album Confessions of the Fallen by Staind. I gotta admit, I wasn't really planning on doing a review on this, but the more I listened to it, the more I felt like there was something here for me to talk about. This is the 8th studio album from the Massachusetts nu metal, kind of more alt metal band now. They formed in 95, broke up in 2012, got back together in 2014, broke up in 2017, and got back together in 2019. With that being said, they haven't released an album in 11 years, with their last one being their self-titled album. And I really feel like throughout their entire discography, they're pretty consistent. Break the Cycle is my favorite due to nostalgic purposes, and it's the first thing I was exposed to them. And I went through their discography, and honestly, like, it's all great, but Break the Cycle was where I was really just last interested in them. And honestly, like, it's really sad when, when I listen to that album now. It's just like, it's just really sad. Like, I could be in a perfectly good mood and throw it on and just like, wow, I'm so sad now. So it's really hard for me to go back to it. And I feel like that's why that was probably the last album I was really into. They released Chapter 5 in 2005, which was good. But by then my musical taste had changed. I wasn't really into sad stuff, and by then, you know, like Killswitch Engage and August Burns Red and bands like that were basically taking over my life. However, the singles for Confessions of the Fallen really piqued my interest. They sounded like they could be good, hoping that they wouldn't be, you know, the best songs on this thing. I decided to check it out, and it felt like they were going back to that Break the Cycle kind of sound, so I was excited to get back into it. And you could definitely hear that early 2000s mix right off the bat with the opening track, Lowest in Me. And it doesn't really sound like this band hasn't been playing or making music for the past 12 years. I mean, honestly, like, they sound like they're just picking up right where they left off. Aaron Lewis sounds fantastic in the verses. The chorus is really catchy without it being too cliche. The bridge is brutal with these really growly vocals, which honestly it feels more like a breakdown than anything else. And then we have the song Was Any of It Real? This slows things down quite a bit with a more chill verse. The chorus is kind of unoriginal, but it sounds good thanks to Aaron Lewis being really catchy, who just really knows how to write a very good melody, and he knows how to sing it really well. And that's pretty much the story on this entire album. It feels like it backfires a little bit though, specifically on the song In This Condition, where the verses are just alright, the lyrics are just a little too safe, I would say. The chorus is just full of cliches though, and it sounds more like a Nickelback song because of that. Plus, it's just super repetitive. And then Here and Now takes it right back to old school with a song, I think it's Warm Safe Place off of Break the Cycle. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm thinking of. But it sounds more like a sequel more than just, you know, they're trying to copy that sound. The lyrics in this one are actually pretty well written. The chorus is fantastic, especially just right when it goes into it. Just it gets you every time. I do have a problem with it, again, being a little too repetitive, which, because of that, it makes you start kind of zoning out about halfway through it. Out of Time has great dynamics transitioning from the verses to the choruses. It's a little bit different in the verses each time. The first one being more calming, the second one bringing the energy up a little bit more. It's a nice touch to it. The chorus is alright, but I feel like in this one, the verses are what really make the song. Cycle of Hurting has a really great sound to it in the verses, specifically with the guitar effect and the vocals. The pre-chorus is absolutely brutal, but guttural growls, and it flows really well directly into the chorus. The breakdown solo section between the last two choruses it was fun. I think I would have appreciated a bridge a little bit more, but it would have been cooler if they kept that heavy aggression going into that last chorus. It's all super crazy and it sounds great, and then all of a sudden just goes right back into the chorus, which brings things down. It kind of kills the vibe a little bit, honestly. Then we have The Fray, which feels the most like a modern metalcore track to me. The lyrics and metaphors are really good, specifically in the chorus. The bare bones verses though, were just, it's just vocals and drum. It's just not a whole lot going on. It was just too generic sounding, a little too meh. It makes for alright valleys between, you know, the high points that are the chorus though. So I mean, I guess it kind of works. Better Days is the slow acoustic song being Staind and Aaron Lewis. The acoustic song is a must-have on any of their albums. However, the lyrics are very, very predictable, just given the song title alone. And I don't really mind acoustic songs, but this one was just so boring. I couldn't wait for this one to be over with each listen. There was just nothing there. Like I said, as soon as I read the song Better Days and I heard it was acoustic, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what this is going to be. And every time I just, my finger would itch towards that skip button every time. And then we have the song Hate Me Too. Love the gritty guitar and the intro. And the up and down dynamics going from the verse to the pre-chorus to the chorus. Lyrically, this is the most self-aware and also self-loathing song. He's basically pointing out just how self-destructive he is and how it affects all the people around him. And the closing track / title track / really good follow-up to Hate Me Too is one of the heavier songs on this album. It's got a huge guitar chords where he is now realizing that he's gone too far to the dark side to go back. Now he can't change who he is. And he's also very self-critical of himself. It makes a really good closing track because of the emotion, but you don't really get closure because it ends on a low note. And because of that, after you listen to this, I feel like you might need a chaser to kind of bring yourself back up. So this album was a lot better than what I was expecting. A lot of people might not like the mix, but personally, I like the throwback feel it had. And also, musically, they were closer to metalcore more than anything else, and Aaron's vocals and melodies were just absolutely perfect. But this album is far from perfect still. The songs that were bad, specifically like Better Days and the more repetitive stuff, were actually really bad. I feel like that this is my fear, is that the singles were the best parts because I found myself zoning out basically on every song in between them. And they also released 4 singles. That's 4 out of 10 songs, which means there's no surprises. There's no really cool parts. You basically heard all the best moments on this album months before it came out. And it's just repetitive. It's predictable. But again, I mean, it's Staind, so I can't really hold it. I can't hold it against them too much. So with all that said, I got to give Confessions of the Fallen by Staind a 5.7 out of 10. But I want to know what you guys think. I can see a lot of Staind fans really loving this album, especially if they loved, the earlier stuff, specifically around Break the Cycle and just early 2000s metal music and new metal. Because of the mix on it, it's just there. But at the same time, I can see it kind of polarizing where people want to hear a new kind of sound to them. So yeah, leave a comment below letting me know what you thought. Let me know what you would rate it and what your favorite song is. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. It helps me out so much with YouTube's algorithm. And if you want to help support me and my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon. And I just thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me sit here and talk about music. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, whenever you happen to be watching this. And I will talk to you guys next time.